Friday. How many people is this the end of the week? If it is, I hope you're finishing strong. Make today count. If it's not the end of the week for you, that's all right. Make it a great day. And when you do get to the end of your week, finish it strong then. Because remember, we want to start fast and finish strong with everything we do that matters. So good morning on this great Friday. Appreciate people being here. And I got a couple different things I want to talk about today, including martial arts, including some scams and identity threat, and an interesting quote that happened. And I just like it because of the way it happened. I thought, there has to be a lesson there. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about scams and identity threat because I talked about scams yesterday and I gave some information and some different stuff that was out there. And I then did a blog on the Enjoy Life Safely website where I used some of the FTC. I copied some of what they share to prevent scams, from a government source and have that on the blog. But I did all that yesterday, right? And then something else happened yesterday. Good morning, Jay. Appreciate you being here. I was sent a text from a friend, said, hey, this Instagram account is using your picture. And he sent me a screenshot. And, I went and found that Instagram account and they're using a picture of me at Disney World. And I couldn't see anything else because you got to follow that account to see. But I could see they only had like 4 posts. And then they had like 100 and some followers and they had followed 300 and some. So a fairly new account, but they're using a picture of me at Disney World as their profile picture. And I could see a couple of the people that I followed and that followed me had followed this account. Instagram showed me those couple names and I messaged a couple of those people saying, hey, that account, Mike Jones, it's using my picture, it's not me. And they wrote back and said, yeah, I realized that. And one of them who had followed, he would able to screenshot that account. The 4 posts that person had made, one of them was something about Elon Musk. The other 3 posts were pictures of me. 2 of them were pictures of me with the Quaker mascot when I went to the Harvard Penn football game this fall. And the other picture was of Rocky and me up in the woods. And so, I have reported this account a number of times, again this morning, hoping that, Instagram will remove it and that people won't think it is me. But here's the creepy thing. About an hour after my friend texted me saying, hey, this account's using your picture, my daughter texted me, Dad, who is this? They're using your picture. And I was like, I don't know. A friend of mine just told me about it. I have reported it. How did you find it? She goes, they followed me. Yeah, that's sort of creepy. They're using my picture and then following my daughter. I told my daughter, I said, block the account. Don't have anything to do with it. Just block it, ignore it, and I'll keep reporting it. But, there's scumbags out there. Okay. It could be a scammer. It could be somebody that doesn't like you or whatever, but there are people that do this. So you want to be vigilant, pay attention. You have good friends that will tell you when they see things, family members that will tell you, so you can take precautions, report these, and do what you have to keep yourself and others safe. Now, you could take the standpoint, I have friends that are like this, don't post anything anywhere on any social media. And yes, that is a safe way to go. Obviously, I don't. And I probably post more than I actually recommend people do at times. And that's because of the business I'm in and trying to grow the brand and try to live what I preach. Okay. There's a lot of people on the internet preaching stuff and they don't live it. I mean, I could give you examples, but I don't want to go down the negative road. But there are people out there that are preaching stuff that they don't live. I want to inspire you to enjoy life safely. And so I am out there enjoying life, sharing what I'm doing, not so you will copy and do what I do, unless you think, hey, that's cool, I want to do it too, but to inspire you to go enjoy the things that you like. I was in Vegas last week, posting the meals in the restaurants we went out to. Maybe you don't want to go to a Korean barbecue like we did, but if it inspired you to go to your favorite restaurant, wonderful. Okay. Maybe you don't want to go see the America's Got Talent live show like we did, but if it inspires you to go to a show or an event or something that you do enjoy, that's why I do it. I want to show you that life doesn't have to be scary. You don't have to stay inside, be afraid of the world. You can go out and enjoy all these wonderful things, and you can stay safe doing it. And that's what I'm here to help you with. I'm here to share safety things and help you be safe, but also to inspire you to do more, to succeed more, to travel more, to enjoy more. And that's why I started Enjoy Life Safely. And that's why I talk about enjoyment and good things as much as I do about safety. Okay. And the other reason I post a lot of this kind of thing is because I want to be a positive influence on the internet, because there are so many negative things out there that I'm trying to give some positivity and to help people so we can enjoy life and be positive, help one another. Is that idealistic? Sure, but we got to have the dream. That's why I shared Martin Luther King's quote this week and last week during his day, because we want to have a dream. And my dream is to help people enjoy life through this morning program, through my blogs, through my articles, through my books, through my courses, through my membership site that I'm working on. And you'll know more about that in the near future. Okay. So that's why I do it. And, I get a lot of feedback that it's helping people, so I'm going to continue to do it. But if you don't have to do as much, be careful about what you post, stay vigilant about what you're doing, and, keep track of things and have friends that will help you, and then start reporting and making sure that if they take your pictures, they take your intellectual property, if they impersonate you, that you can make sure they don't fool and scam people by doing so. Appreciate the comment, Jay. I will keep it up. So I wanted to share that because, like I said, it just happened yesterday. I want to say thanks to Aaron he was the first one that texted me, and thanks to the other friends that, sent me some screenshots. Hopefully that account, it's Mike Jones, and it's MI.KE Jones on Instagram, has a picture of me at Disney World. Hopefully it'll be taken down soon. I'm going to keep reporting it. And, the reporting system Instagram has isn't the best. I mean, they should do a better job about protecting people, stuff like that, and giving people a better means to report exactly what's going on so they can remedy it. But we got to do with what we got, right? So that's what we're going to do. The next thing I wanted to talk about today, just because this was sort of a unique little thing. I'm reading a book, and the book I was reading is Can't Hurt Me. And, I'm reading this book and multiple others. And, I started this a while ago, but then I put it down because I went to Vegas and I was only reading my Kindle on the trip. And now I'm back in, at home. And so I'm picking this back up and finishing it soon. But, I'm reading this and the TV was on, and it had an old rerun of The Big Bang Theory. I love that show. It's still funny today. I mean, I loved it when it was new and it was funny. And sometimes watching the reruns, it's a funny show. And so Amy, she didn't get invited with Penny and Bernadette to go looking for wedding dresses and stuff. And she was feeling all down, and, because her romance with Sheldon wasn't the best. And so Penny and Bernadette go to apologize to her, and she says, "Oh, you don't have to apologize. It's like Sesame Street says, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things should die alone." Now, big deal. That quote, okay. And I actually had to rewind it because, I caught that out of my ear because I was reading. It's like, oh my gosh. And I rewound it so I could see exactly what she said. But why did that little quote stick to me? Because literally a couple seconds before she said that on the TV, I'm reading this book and I'm thinking of that song we had in kindergarten. One of those things is not like the other. That was the song going through my head when I saw this bleeping NFL linebacker running around this damn track with all these skinny little nerds. Okay. So it had to be a good coincidence, right? One of these things is not like the other. And it got me thinking, I hope you're not like the others. All of us shouldn't be like the others. We want to be individuals. We want to be ourselves. Sure, there are certain common characteristics that I hope we all have, honest, good, trustworthy people, but we need to have our own individuality, and we need to be ourselves, and we need to be okay with not being like the others. I think that's the message that was ringing true when I heard that twice, once from the TV, once from the book, in a matter of literally seconds. It was just so funny that I read that line in the book, and then all of a sudden I heard it coming from the TV, and it made me stop. Okay. So don't be afraid of being yourself. Don't be afraid of being unique. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace your personal identity. Make it your own. And don't worry if it's not like the others. Okay. As long as you're a good, honest person contributing to society, just drive on, be unique, be yourself, and just do your absolute best at whatever you choose to do. And of course, enjoy life safely along the way. So I just wanted to share that because I just thought it was sort of funny that I'm reading the book and it came on TV. Then the other thing I wanted to talk about today, the original thing I wanted to talk about today, everything so far just sort of came up, on the spur of the moment yesterday. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the Korean Martial Art Festival. And you see, I got this big travel coffee cup, KMAF, on there, Korean Martial Art Festival. And this is from 2017. Now, this was a gift from Chief Master Gordon, who hosts the Korean Martial Art Festival. Every year, he gives instructors some type of gift. And they're always something nice, and very appreciative of those. I would say out of all of the gifts that he has given me, and I've been teaching there quite a few years, this is probably the gift that has gotten the most use. Okay. I have had this on trips all over Montana, out of Montana, traveling. I've had it on my table, here on my desk, drinking from it, but I have probably used this gift 2017, and it's 2023 now, thousands of times, literally. And so I appreciate the gift, and I appreciate the event. If you are not familiar with the Korean Martial Art Festival, you need to be familiar with it. I mean, it's been in black belt. It's been on the cover of Taekwondo Times. It's been around now. I forget just what year it started, but and I have not taught at every one. There were a few that at the beginning I didn't teach, but ever since the first one that I taught at, I've been teaching at every one since. Looking forward to going back there in April and teaching again this year. I'm looking at wanting to do some cane workshop. I don't think anybody else is doing cane this year, and so I want to teach cane techniques. But it is a fantastic 3-day event. It starts on Friday afternoon, evening, all day Saturday, Sunday morning till noon or so. Okay. Different workshops going on by a ton of fantastic instructors. One of the people that, you may have heard of, Dan Severin, right? And, okay, people know that name, the Beast. He's been teaching there for the last several years, and he's going to be there again this year. And Thomas Gordon, the host, just made a comment. Ironically, I was using my cup yesterday. Always great having you present, and I appreciate that. It's a great event to go to. Grandmaster Timmerman from Canada has not been able to attend the last couple of years because of COVID, but he's looking at being there again this year. This is a gentleman that's in his 80s and still teaching. You want to talk about a wealth of information. Go learn from someone who's been doing this for over 70 years, because he started like when he was 10 years old of training. and if you want a little bit more, if that 70 years isn't enough, then you talk to Dr. Young Kim, who's also in his 80s and still teaching. I remember first time I learned anything from a workshop from Dr. Kim was over 20 years ago. And now the last few years he's been at the Korean Martial Art Festival, and it's just wonderful to get on the mat and learn from somebody again with so many years of experience. And then there are a lot of younger instructors like me, and in their 50s or 60s, the young guys. They're not all in their 80s. Right? I think Dan Severin is 60 or so now. But there's some of us that are still in our 50s, and I think there might even be an instructor or two that's in their 40s. The real young guys. But it's a fantastic event with just a ton of great people. In the next, I'll do this again where I actually go through all the instructors that will be there this year. I don't have the sheet in front of me, but it's a great event. And you don't have to be a Korean martial artist to come. The majority of the people that show up practice some type of Korean martial art because it's called the Korean Martial Art Festival. But actually, Joe is an instructor, Kajukenbo and karate, and he instructs down there, and he's not Korean. So there's usually one or two instructors outside of the Korean martial arts, and they'll joke that I'm the token non-Korean martial artist, but they do fantastic workshops and bring something else into the mix. So it is a great event. Go to KMAF.com, Google Korean Martial Art Festival, you'll find it. The dates are in April. Thomas Gordon has the links there where you can sign up and register. He also has links to hotels that will give you a discount and information of where you have to fly in or drive in, depending on where you're coming from. It's down in Crestview, Florida, which is up in the Panhandle. Fort Walton Beach is where you sort of fly into, or Pensacola. Some people fly in there and drive over. Get there so you can enjoy the Friday evening workshops. Last year, I think it was Dan Severin was teaching on the Friday evening. Then people go out and have dinner and different things. Then on Saturday, it's an all-day event. You get there in the morning. There's usually like a box lunch that comes with the event, Subway and something of that nature. It might be catered at another sandwich place, but it's going to be, a quick lunch for people. Then when it ends, you have time to go back to the hotel, change your clothes, and come back to the banquet. And there's a nice banquet. Variety of things go on at the banquet. There's always music and past. There's been demos from different things. I mean, they had the Taekyung team from Korea before gave a demo. There's also sometimes awards given, different stuff. People get up and dance with the music, and it's just a good time. Some good fellowship with martial artists. Then you go home. Some people will go out and talk till 1 or 2 or more in the morning. I don't know who would do that. Grandmaster McKenzie, Thomas Gordon, Grandmaster Booth, a few of us. I can remember sitting out until 2 in the morning with some of those folks. Good times. And that's where you can, some of those are private meetings in different places. The hotels are different things. But and I remember, when I said the private meetings in the hotel, the first time I met Grandmaster Timmerman was over 20 years ago. Wasn't at the Korean Martial Art Festival. It was at a different seminar that we were both at. And, I attended his workshop at the seminar, but when I actually first got to know him and our friendship started was in a private meeting with just a few of us, drinking up in a hotel room late into the evening. And so those kind of friendships and bonds are made. This event, to me and to many other instructors and those that participants that come, it's not just an event, it's a reunion to see old friends and catch up and stuff. But there's always new people that show up, and they're welcomed in, and then they start coming because of what they gain from it as well. So I wanted to give a shout out and talk a little bit about that. I will talk more about it in a future episode where I will list all of this year's instructors. But if you want to see what's going on this April, go to kmaf.com, check it out. And if you go, please say hey and say, hey, I heard you talking about this on your podcast. You know, I love the feedback and love to interact with people and want to meet you there. So finish today fast if it's the end of the week. If it's not the end of the week, go fast anyway. I will see you tomorrow. Make it a fantastic day.